Myke.
What?
Your turn.
Alright, Dead in Hip Hop, album review, Yo Gotti Untrapped. Like, comment, and subscribe. Support your boys. Everything you do supports us. But if you want to be the ultimate supporter, go to Patreon, become a patron, and support us monetarily. However you do it, that's cool. But becoming a patron allows you to vote on certain things that we do. Also, dope changes coming down the pipe. Let's get back into the review. Yo Gotti Untrapped. So this is Yo Gotti's first time in the chamber. And I'm not even gonna front. I've never really listened to a Yo Gotti project front to back before.
Really?
This. Yeah, cause Yo Gotti, like
I thought you had, cause I know you was mentioning it.
Yeah.
Well, I mentioned that we should review Yo Gotti, but Yo Gotti has so much music that's like on the radio or just big singles and shit like that. That's how I get my feel of Yo Gotti, and I never really felt like compelled to. You know what I'm saying? But I've seen that, you know, Yo Gotti was invited to that Rock Nation brunch. You know what I'm saying? And the circles that he's running in, and I'm like, Yo Gotti's really doing it. Like, he's really elevated himself. So I think it was only right for us to kind of dive in a little bit into the music. And on this project, man, I'm gonna say it like this, like,
how you gonna say it?
Why can't I always gotta ask something? But you know, like, and I was a little surprised about this. And this album, when you play it beginning to end, like, it's really hard. Like for me, it was not very many skippable tracks for me.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Where it like the first time I put it on, I'm like, okay, every single track, like, I'm bouncing my head. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, this shit is really entertaining. Like, I could put this on, obviously you can put it on in the club, you put it on in the whip, and I was entertained by a Yo Gotti project, and I was a little bit surprised because I didn't expect for him to hold my attention.
By this being your first time?
By it being the first time, it holding my attention through, 14, 15 tracks. Typically, like, if you go to his other albums and stuff, he has even more features than what he has now. But I felt like even the features, I was fucking with the features. Like, one of them that really stood out to me was Pose with Megan Thee Stallion. I think I'm a Megan Thee Stallion fan. I didn't like the hook on that. And even Lil Uzi sounded real good on that. Like, I fucked with Uzi's verse on that track. From a production standpoint, like, when it hit More Ready Than Ever, I'm like, nigga, Hitmakers? He's taking a goddamn Dipset Cameron beat, you know what I'm saying? And then again, like, holding my attention over that, because for me, maybe not for anybody else here, but like, that's such a classic, Dipset sound for him to like really rap over that and like give me some shit on it. And I think that's the other thing too, is like, Yo Gotti really gave you like a lot of little gems, you know what I'm saying? Like, Know Your Worth, you know what I'm saying? Like all of this stuff. I was just like, damn, Yo Gotti, I really like the project. Like, beginning to end, like, not many skippable joints. The production was on point. I even like the features, you know what I'm saying? I don't really mess with A Boogie with the Hoodie like that, but I thought he did okay. Moneybagg Yo, I'm not a fan, but I thought he did okay. Blac Youngsta is more of a comedian to me than a rapper, but I like him with Yo Gotti. Like, I was surprised. I was pleasantly surprised.
I guess to piggyback off Feefo's point, I think, as for someone who would be like, is like a super fan of like trap music or trap type of rap, I think this album is pretty solid. Like you said, Yo Gotti. Listen, I think the only projects I listened to him before was Life and Live from the Kitchen. I haven't listened to none of his like the Return of the Cocaine mixtapes and all that stuff. I just heard them the only projects that I've listened to from
Life.
him.
You talking about 2003? Yo Gotti.
Yeah.
God,
and
damn.
like, so like listening to this now, like hearing how much he's kind of mature, and like you said, giving gems now. He talking, like tracks like Big Homie Rules and Untrapped, where he kind of like talked about how he want his artists kind of like get away from that social media press. Because whatchamacallit, speaking of, he kind of calmed down from social media a little bit. Black.
He has.
And
he's not out there as
and
much.
And I think because listening to that song Untrapped, I'm like, okay, Yo Gotti probably was speaking some words into him,
and then also
giving him the big homie rules.
Yeah. And also a little bit, like that whole beef with Young Dolph and Gotti and Blac Youngsta. I think that also made them kind of, let's take this shit away
like
from
move
the
different,
cameras.
man. Start moving different.
Exactly.
If you making more money.
Young Dolph. Well, it was really Blac Youngsta and it was Gotti and Dolph, but then Blac Youngsta kind of inserted himself and was kind of like the face of it, and just like always being in social media about it and stuff like that. So I definitely think because Young Dolph was shot at multiple times.
You fuck with Young Dolph?
I do. I'm not like a super fan, but when he drops something, I'll check it out.
He gave a good variety of like I guess type of songs, like you say, because you got the club bangers and.
Strip club joints
with Ho. He did the fucking Cuban Master P joint.
And Houdini, right?
Master P. I didn't like the commercial-y type song like that. I didn't like I don't like that type of singing. Like that type of trappy singing that's popular or whatever. I don't really care for that. I did not care for Pose.
So like what was it about Pose that you didn't like? Cause I don't know, I felt like it hit like a lot of different levels, right? Like it hit the strip club, it hit the radio, like I don't know.
Yeah, it just sonically it doesn't sound good to me. And then I feel like the verses wasn't that good. I feel like Megan's verse wasn't good, and Yo Gotti's verse wasn't that good. And then the hook was that made it even worse. I was just like, I'm not really feeling the Pose that much. Dope Cello was cool. Rick Ross, that was a dope joint. And like I said, the more introspective joints from Big Homie Rules. More than ready, more ready than ever. I like them joints from him that I like. They ain't want me to know what's funny. But other than that, I mean, like I said, I think for someone that's like really a big fan of trap music, I think this type of album he kind of gave you a little bit of everything. He did. But like if you're not really a huge fan of Yo Gotti that much, or just his music that much, it was like I took it, I listened to it. I'm like, okay, for the review, he sounds good over his production. Like the production the beats that he picked, he sound good over him, but. Will I return to this that much? Probably wouldn't, just like his previous projects I listened to. But for this, I'm like, okay, I can definitely hear the strip club bangers and all that stuff. But that's pretty much it.
I have listened to Yo Gotti's other albums, and I think much like those albums, I walked away with this one with the same feeling like, all right, I guess it's cool, but nothing that wowed me or blew me away or anything like that. I think the balance on this one was good. I think trying to have a mix of radio songs, so to speak, and like street anthems. And
that's what I forgot.
Yeah, and after the first listen, I was like, what the fuck am I gonna say about this Yo Gotti album? Because I was like, there was no takeaway. It was like, it's just another Yo Gotti album. It sonically it sounded different from his other stuff. I think from what I remember, because I don't play them often at all. Probably really just once, and I rarely go back to them. I think from what I remember, it sounded different. Like a lot of the other ones had a very similar sound in terms of the beats that he picked. So it definitely sounded like he sat down and really, really thought about what I'm gonna do with this, from the title of the album to opening with trap to ending with Untrapped. And going back to listen to it, I just heard like, okay, like he giving dudes the game, man. Like for people that live their life, that listen to this type of music, they probably be on the streets or whatever, or thinking about getting on the streets. He's just like, know your worth, big homie rules. Let's all kind of, come together and pull each other up. That was really all I got. I think there were definitely some beats and samples that I recognized, like Ho. I think there was
Where the cash at?
Yeah, where the cash at? Yep. Is that Bounce That? It might be Bounce That.
I don't remember.
That's the one that had DJ Jimmy from New Orleans. They had a New Orleans swing to it.
I think that was Battle. When you said
Battle.
Cash.
Battle had Where the Cash, and I think it had Tila. I don't know if that was Tila. Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
I know that beat.
He's from Memphis too, right? Isn't Taylor from Memphis?
I think so. Yeah. So it sounded like that was Tila. I have to ask Rod. But yeah, man. I mean, I ain't got much to really say. I think
Was it an enjoyable listen?
No.
Oh dang.
No.
He always said, "Oh dang."
And I do listen to this type of music. You know, on occasion. It's not something I listen to all the time, but I do try to pay attention to what's going on, you know, in that particular, you know, with that sound.
So was it more production, Yo Gotti, the features? Like, what was it that was like, I'm good?
Sound like D, all of the above.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I just didn't hear it with this one. Like, I just didn't hear it with this one. Like, there, you know, albums that make this. There are artists that make this type of music. Like, you know what? I hear it. I get it. I understand. Like Pose. Like, the hook is catchy. I get the song, especially throwing Meg Thee Stallion on there. I get the song. I was on Genius, and I was looking at, because I was trying to figure out the Tila shit, and I was just skimming through it, and I looked at, put a date on it with Lil Baby, and I was looking at what people were saying. Man, they should have gave Lil Baby 2 verses, and Yo Gotti should just had 1, because Lil Baby killed that. So I'm like, killed? Okay, let's see. Push play. I'm like, where? I didn't hear it, but you know, but I don't really
Fuck with Lil Baby?
rock with Lil Baby like that. But
He's okay.
he's always been okay to me. But like, they were talking about that, this dude was killing it.
I don't like this.
Bring it home.
And, you know, if this was 5 years ago, Myke, I'd be a dick. But I'm trying to be more respectful, and I don't want to disrespect anybody. But this is absolutely not for me at all. I did not like any of this, and that's not the same thing as me saying this is trash or this is whack. I think one of y'all said if you listen to trap music, that was you. Mm-hmm. If you listen to the trap music, then this will probably be up your alley. I like some trap music. I don't like a lot of it, and to me, I felt like this album sounded extremely derivative, and my problem with it is I walked away with absolutely nothing. Like, I didn't feel like Yo Gotti. I mean, I understand he's giving you game. I get it. I understand he's, you know, teaching you rules, giving you life lessons. My problem is I didn't get any passion from anything that he was saying, and it didn't sound like Yo Gotti was really putting himself into the album. It sounded like he was just going off of a formula. It sounded like he just sat down and said, okay, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm going to do. And that's it. But I didn't feel like, and I'm not a huge Yo Gotti fan, so I'm not gonna sit here and pretend I've listened to a bunch of his albums. I haven't. This was his first full album that I've ever listened to, and I didn't really walk away with anything being like, okay, I know Young Gotti. I know what he's about. I don't. My big revelation was the only song on here that I really liked was Put a Date on It, and I didn't really care for Lil Baby. And I was confused about why. I was like, damn, man, I usually like Lil Baby. Why am I not liking him here? It's because I got him confused with Da Baby. And I didn't realize it until just now.
Yeah. That's
So
something hit you.
So
Something
when you were
literally
listening
just
to
hit
it,
you.
thought
Yeah.
that was Da Baby.
I thought it was Da Baby. So I was like, this don't sound like Da Baby. And he's not really spitting like Da Baby. I was like, this
What's
is
going
weird.
on?
What's
Yeah.
going on? It's Lil Baby.
Yo.
And I'm not saying that to diss nobody. It was just, I was expecting Da Baby and I got Lil Baby. You know, so it's whatever. These beats are not for me. The way he raps, he just sounds a bit dry.
He's
and,
always
and
like
a bit
that,
dull. And I understand if that's his style, so people may like that style. You know, some people will think that Ka is dry and dull. Some people think Evidence is dry and dull, but for some reason that works for me. With Yo Gotti, with the type of beats he's going over, it just doesn't work for me.
And you know what's interesting, like, you know how you asked on the Boldy project if that's how he talks.
Yeah.
That's how Yo Gotti talks.
Oh man.
Yeah, like he's just. It feels like he has zero animation about him, like
And
zero
that's my
energy.
problem.
Because he recently did an
Yes,
interview on
yes.
Breakfast Club, didn't he? I thought I saw him.
He was on Breakfast Club. He was on ESPN.
Yeah.
Or Jalen and Jacoby. You know what I'm saying? So he's been
I
doing this person.
I heard his interview on
And he's just, this is how he is. Like, the way he raps is how he sounds. Like, there's no animation to him.
Like when Rick Ross rhymes, even though I don't care for Rick Ross either, at least he sounds like he's trying to get you hyped. Like, he sounds like he's trying to get you hyped. Yo Gotti just sounds like he's sitting there, he's giving you a lecture.
You know, I want to go back to what you said, and you mentioned it too, Myke, about like if you like that trap sound. Like I said, they may like it, but I don't know if they would even rock with that. But I don't know what the streets are saying about Yo Gotti's album. But when I heard that, I was like, I don't know about this one. Because kind of what you were saying, like it does feel somewhat contrived. You know, with some of the things.
I didn't say contrived. I said it sounded a little bit dry. Contrived is not the same thing as dry.
I believe everything he said he's done, yes. But I'm talking about, it just feels like the album and stuff, like I'm trying to take elements from here and put it here and put it here.
So it's because you're saying like the lack of the passion?
Or the game that he's trying to give the people. While I think that may be coming from an authentic place, I think because based on the stuff that I've heard or remember, it's a different direction for him than he has gone in the past. I think to get to a place where you say, okay, I've been doing all this street shit, I've been rapping all this street shit, you know, since all the way back to 2003, maybe longer. Now at this point, like, where do I go from here, and what's my mature? Like, is it time for me to start doing something different, to give the game in a different way?
I just think that we're witnessing Yo Gotti make a transition, and I think it's being genuine and honest to where he is.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
because you
think so,
didn't
too.
think 444 was contrived, right? So why do you hear a Yo Gotti album and say it sounds contrived?
Because I never heard him do it before.
But you never heard Jay-Z do 444 either.
But
you
I
know more
knew-
about Jay-Z.
Yeah, I knew Jay-Z could do that.
So Yo Gotti's just not as open as a person.
I think the Magna Carta Holy Grail, I could probably say, you know, could feel contrived because he's doing that more commercial shit. I'm like, why are you doing this? You don't have
He's
to.
done that too, though. And that's not fake to Jay, you know, but...
Interesting. Okay, I didn't.
I didn't get that. I didn't get that.
I just got old man Yo Gotti, and I don't even know Yo Gotti, but it just sounded like he just got old, and it was just like, I don't feel like doing this dumb shit no more. I'm gonna give y'all game, and that's it. But that's coming from ignorance. You've listened to his albums, so you could be right. I don't know.
Give me Trapped. Give me more Ready Than Ever. Give me Pose, the one with Megan. Give me Dope Chella, and give me, it's either between Battle or Bounce That, because they both like strip club joints.
Give me Trapped, give me Untrapped, give me Big Homie Rules, give me More Ready Than Ever, and Dope Chella.
Give me Ho. Give me Big Homie Rules. Give me Battle. I think that's the one with the Tila beat or sample.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Dope Chella. Know Your Worth.
Give me put a date on it. And I'm not even gonna sit here and try to pretend because I didn't care for this. So for me to try to give 4 other tracks, it wouldn't make any sense. But I really fuck with put a date on it heavy. I wish more of the sound was like that. So that's all I got. I'm sorry.
I'm curious, what is it about that song that like you
The
connect
beat
with?
was really dope. I thought like the bouncy beat was really dope, and I thought the way Yo Gotti sounded on that song, he sounded a little bit more energetic. And I don't know if his other music is more energetic than this one, but I feel like when he got more energetic, he sounded good. Because he almost gave me a Gucci Mane vibe on that song, and I was like, okay, this I can fuck with. But the rest of the songs were just a little bit too. I don't know if maybe commercial is the right word. I don't know. But yeah, that song just sounded hard to me.
Yo Gotti, if you watching, I was entertained by this project, man, and you know, I liked it. It's one of those projects, like I said in the review, man, I could just put it on anywhere I'm at and just kind of either keep it as background music or if there's a party or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna just enjoy it. I'm just gonna enjoy it. So I think it's dope. And I'm actually enjoying your transition through your musical career, you know, and I think that the circles and everything that you're doing now is very interesting. So I liked it, man. I want to see the future Yo Gotti and how much further, you know what I'm saying, you progress and the levels you get to as an executive and label owner and, you know what I'm saying, mentor to a lot of artists and stuff like that. So I liked it.
Yeah, Yo Gotti, if you watching, you know, solid project. I mean, hearing that space that you're in right now, like I said, it's coming from a space of maturity. I mean, you still kind of gave the club joints, the street anthems, and all your other stuff. I think you just kind of wrapped everything up in one with this project. And like I said before, like folks that's in the trap, you into that trap sound, I think this album is good. It covers all those bases.
Yo Gotti. Yeah, man. I love that you are giving the game. And if the more appropriate word after our discussion is a transition or a maturation process, then I can roll with that. Because I think we need that. And that's something I always like to endorse and push, is that, like, to kind of let people know there is another way. And for you to go on here and to like give that game to some of these guys that may not know that, I think is important, because they may only know of one thing. So at some point when somebody get to a certain level of success, you gotta reach back and bring people with them. And I think that's dope. Keep doing your thing, man, and you know, much success to you.
Yo Gotti, hopefully you respect honest opinions, because for me to be honest, this is not for me. Again, that's not me saying it's bad, that's not me saying it's whack, that's me saying that this type of music is not really my cup of tea. I wish you all the success. I'm sure that people that like this kind of music will dig this. I'm sure your fans will dig this. I respect you being as an older man in the game and someone that's been through a lot of shit, someone that's already said a lot of shit, someone that's doing grown man shit. I respect that you want to now give people a different type of game, but aesthetically, sonically, it's not really for me. But I wish you all the success and good luck with everything else.